Hello everyone, welcome to presentation which was actually initially meant to be a self-reflection for our own Curvy team. Just to go through what we went through during previous year, all the key decisions that we made. And today I wanted to bring that whole transparency to all of you here. I'll share the full story of thinking, planning, execution flow. And I try to pack everything up in 20 minutes, so we will have to run through a few slides, but we can definitely stay after and discuss if you're interested. The title itself was actually inspired by our innovation stack. You can replace ZK with any other technology of your choice, and the result would be the same because there is no one single holy grail that solves all the problems that we faced and that users are facing when using privacy products today. So we will try to go through this journey together. For us, everything started a bit more than 3 years ago. Most probably you remember this blog post from Vitalik describing stealth addresses. And this was the initial thing that actually triggered us and challenged us. Can we build a stealth address protocol which is Ethereum compatible, fast enough, private enough for users, and which can work on today's Ethereum stack? The result on the right is the first research paper that we wrote about that. It was, I think, 2.5 years ago. And then based on that research paper, we started iterating. We challenged ourselves, can we build the multi-sig version of it? Can we build the post-quantum resistant version of it? Can we incorporate in the existing cryptographic version some lessons learned from the post-quantum version? And also, can we build the POC with that cryptography? And the result was that stealth addresses, if you look at the concept, are very good for private receiving. They can also have a very good user experience on the receiving side with ENS usernames. And on the other side, when you try spending or managing those funds, you face a bunch of the challenges. And those are some of the challenges that we addressed immediately with the POC we built. First, how will you actually sponsor the gas to your users? How will you manage those funds? And on the other side, also keep privacy. So that pushed us further. And then we said, okay, we need to figure out what to do with that spending side, how to solve that problem of keeping privacy end-to-end when users are actually trying to aggregate their funds. That's how the ZK aggregator, as part of our innovation stack, was born. So the idea was, okay, users can receive funds privately through stealth addresses, which are all, and through their usernames, which are ENS compatible from any wallet that supports ENS. Let's give them a chance to put all those funds into ZK aggregator and protect their privacy on the spending side. What worked well? Funds could move, and we managed to do that with the same cryptographic solution that was initiated through this research paper that I mentioned. But we faced a significant user experience friction at that point. With that, we did a usability research, and out of 78 people that went through for that research in different phases, only 2 of them were comfortable with shielding, unshielding, and knew on their own how to deal with these flows. Although we tried to bundle a bunch of the actions in the background, so users keep using this our protocol in the same way they would use a regular crypto transaction, it wasn't enough because people had to understand what's under the hood and how this technology can be used, and they saw some terms for the first time. Also, time locality was a big problem that wasn't easy to solve, because if all your actions need to be manual when you are using the privacy protocol, basically it means that it is much easier to make the correlation between deposits and withdrawals, and to see, okay, although we cannot see what happened in the privacy pool, you can see and make correlations who was on the sending and receiving side from the privacy pool. And of course, cost of operations, ZK cost is much bigger from the gas consumption, so we had to solve that as well. The next step for us was introducing Curvy portals. Curvy portals actually enable us to automate the whole shielding flow. So when users receive money, there is zero action that is needed from their side to put those funds into the ZK aggregator. Also, through that automation, we managed to solve the time locality issue. So basically, there is a higher time span between deposits and withdrawals, between the moment when you receive money and the moment when you actually try managing your funds. So it is much harder to correlate that. And we also incorporated compliance AML, KYT checks at the receiving side. So basically, it is not possible to enter the ZK aggregator without going through those checks. We also made a decision to put the whole ZK aggregator at a single chain in order to optimize the costs that I mentioned previously, and in order to make the privacy set bigger from the very beginning. What worked well with Curvy portals? The UX friction was solved. We did the new round of usability checks, and it was much easier for users to use the privacy protocol. The whole flow of activities looked pretty similar to them, to what they are used to. As I mentioned, time locality problem was addressed in this way, and privacy set was concentrated and bigger than fragmented around different chains, while on the other side, users could deposit and withdraw funds to any supported chain through LeFi integration. What came as a challenge was the token mapping, because obviously, when you move funds across chains and when you want to automate those actions, there are basically some activities, some tokens which are available on one chain and are not present on the other one. And again, people saw this as a very good privacy layer, but they asked us, okay, what can we do once we are inside the privacy pool, inside the ZK aggregator, and how do we add additional utility? So that's how we started thinking about private DeFi and also retail payments as a use case. So the idea was, okay, let's, once when funds are in, once when funds are fully protected in the ZK aggregator and no one externally can see your balances, can see your activities, how we will actually protect, how we will actually give you additional utility while also protect your privacy. And then we enabled private swaps again through LeFi integration, and also enable DeFi connector integrations through wallet partnerships. Also, we managed to optimize the time for payment receipts, so this becomes more suitable for POS retail use cases. I managed what we managed to do through this step, and then the new challenge appeared. We faced there is a market that didn't exist a few months ago, and that basically we were not prepared for. Luckily, some of the things were already there, and that's the reason why we are ready to today announce the launch of the Crops Cash. Crops Cash is basically agentic payment workflow, which gives you private and regulated payment workflows for your agents that you can embed through any agentic workflow that you already use, and through Curvy MCP and agentic skills enable your agents to privately transact on chain, while also keeping the control. In the whole thought process, we said, okay, this is a huge thing, because today we are ready to put the completely new way of interacting with Curvy. And on the other side, having private payments and having regulated private payments is not enough. There are a bunch of challenges which will come out of these use cases that need to be addressed. And in order to address them, we need strong partnerships. To name some of them, if we truly believe that B2B payment, that agentic payments will be presented in B2B payments, basically what we will be needed aside from the privacy side is the identity side. How can you actually prove that your agent represents really the legal company that it claims it represents? On the other side, how my agent can claim that it really represents the company that it claims, and how they can interact with each other while also keeping privacy and having that kind of payment workflow, so other observers cannot see what we actually did. So this is actually just the beginning, and as Steve Jobs said in one of his talks, you cannot connect the dots if you look forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So the goal for us at this point was to sit and to reflect on what we went through and how actually our innovation stack evolved over time, and how it changed over time, and what are the challenges that we see today, as I mentioned, and what the next steps might be. Obviously, there are a bunch of examples when you are in doubt, and you are not sure how to address these challenges. So sometime during last summer, we sat down and we created something that we call Curvy Product Manifest, and the whole industry is obviously changing pretty fast, but we need to be aware about what are the pillars which will actually shape our product and shape our decisions, and what are some things that we cannot negotiate about. And these pillars are what you can see at the top. So we said to ourselves, okay, privacy and compliance need to go hand by hand, and there is no chance that we will actually make a compromise on one of these in a Curvy protocol, but that is not enough. Obviously, that is what you see as a partner starting to integrate with Curvy, but also our goal is to make the usability flow that familiar that even, as I like to say, our parents can use it. Also to make Curvy open so partners can easily integrate with it. Obviously, security is an important part when you're dealing with the financial rails. And of course, if you want to cover as many use cases in fintech as we want to, then you need to optimize the cost and optimize the speed as well. So obviously, those challenges are not easy to address, and obviously you will need to make compromises from time to time. So when we are at a specific crossroad, we need to come back and to see and say, okay, let's discuss how this decision will have an impact on our principles and how it will actually impact the product. Some takeaways from the previous months, as I mentioned, privacy doesn't go alone, and often you need to rely on other partners who actually solved some other challenges and some other parts that you face on the way of building your innovation stack. A year ago, privacy wasn't that popular thing. No one wanted to touch it. Investors told us that it is too risky. Also, some partners told us that it is too risky to do it. Obviously, around 6 months ago, things changed, and we can see privacy as one of the keywords here at the whole conference and the whole community that people are talking. And obviously, at the moment when institutions started to join, and enterprise companies started to join the Web3 space, privacy started to be a specific thing that it is mandatory and it is not optional anymore. So also another feedback that we got a year ago was that there are other products based on stealth addresses, and we realized that we made a mistake by trying to position us as a stealth address protocol, because we are not married to a specific technology or a specific tech stack. We are actually resolving a problem, and the problem is incorporated in the product manifest that I mentioned. So we started iterating on that specific problem, addressing things one step at a time, not the specific approach. Although we couldn't have the same level of usability without stealth addresses, or the same level of usability without ZK, but none of these tech stacks individually is enough to address the product manifest in a way that I mentioned. Also, what is very important for us is to talk with the real people every day and with the users and to get their feedback on actually every step in order to understand, okay, we managed to resolve one thing, but what that solution brings as a new chain of problems. And that new chain of problems, solving them, also creates the innovation stack I put here in a book that I recommend, and that was partially inspiration for this talk, which is called the innovation stack. And obviously, in this environment that is changing so fast and that is pushing you, you need to accept, embrace the non-linear path, that some things that you manage to solve won't be a solution as you planned. Sometimes you will find dead ends, sometimes you will find crossroads, but at the end of the day, you need to understand that building a product is that kind of a challenge and that kind of a journey. So for us, I hope that, as I mentioned, I wanted to bring this level of transparency and the presentation, which was initially meant to be for our team only. I hope that it was actually useful and that it brought some new, fresh ideas to you. We are actively looking for wallets, networks, dApps, and any Web3 products that want to bring end-to-end privacy to their users. And if you are among them, I would be happy to talk with you after this. Thank you. Do we have some questions, maybe? There is a question there.
How do you realize it? Thanks a lot. It's an amazing job. So I'm wondering, how do you realize that in technology-wise? Because are you still using the ZK-based stack, or you're using like MPC or other ways? Because how can you decouple like transactions and yeah?
Yeah, great question. ZK stack is used and is also a central part of Curvy. ZK aggregator is also what sits under the Curvy portals. So it was needed to have end-to-end privacy assured for our users, but it wasn't enough to solve the UX friction, and it wasn't really suitable for the receiving side. So we combined basically multiple approaches in order to have Curvy as it is today, and to be able to fulfill these pillars from the product manifest that I mentioned. No doxing.
So I'm curious what you mentioned about the DeFi integrations. Like say, I checked the docs and I only saw stuff about swaps. So when you mentioned that you could interact with like other DeFi protocols, if I were a DeFi, like say I ran a DeFi protocol, would there be a way for users of Curvy who have shielded funds to interact with that DeFi protocol without unshielding them, or how would that work?
Great question. Yeah, the flow would be actually look in the background that you unshield the position that you need, the funds that you need in order to take the specific position, and then funds would be automatically shielded back into the privacy pool after you finish with that. So you can imagine it being as a temporary connection, which would come with the wallet through the wallet experience.
Sorry, and then would you need to, do you guys need to approve the DeFi protocols that are interacting or that are doing these interactions?
In this case, no.
Okay.
In this case, it's at the wallet level, so wallet incorporates Curvy. You don't even to be aware of Curvy. The whole experience is like private experience inside the wallet that you're used to.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks you, everyone.
To the audience, and I encourage you to continue the discussion outside after if you want. Thank you.
Thanks.